Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 3 of our text adventure. And you know what? I just remembered I wanted to up the audio on the game just a tad. Okay, so hopefully that's hopefully that sounds good right there. Okay. All right, we already read all this, right? Let's read it anyways. You stand in the dimly lit, cozy living room. A corner armchair provides a nice reading area, and two large bookshelves sit along the south wall. Along another wall is a beautiful bay window, hidden behind long, dark curtains. Doors lead doors lead both west and east. Let's investigate those bookshelves. Which bookshelf do you want to examine? Left bookshelf. The left bookshelf contains many miscellaneous texts. A few in particular catch your eye. Study of poetry, a true story of my life, an unmarked notebook. Well, I know I want to check out that unmarked notebook, but let's examine a study of poetry. Sorry about that pop-up. I don't know if it probably caught the audio on that. The poetry book contains excerpts from several classical poets, including Walt Whitman, Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Frost, and William Shakespeare. It deconstructs specific lines from famous works and provides unique interpretations of their meanings. While the book's contents are interesting, you unfortunately don't have time to read more than a few passages. You have to find your father after all. All right. The true story of my life. It turns out that this book was actually written by Hans Christian Andersen and is an autobiography of his life. While you are certain that some scholars may find this book interesting, and indeed you can see your father enjoying it as well, it is of no use to you. And here we go. This is the interesting one. An unmarked notebook. You pick up a small black notebook. Opening it, you find that several pages have been ripped out. The rest of the notebook is blank, except for 2 pages. On each of these pages is a handwritten journal entry. You recognize the handwriting as your father's. All right. Hold on. Let's get that dark music back and let's go read this entry here. First journal entry. July 16th, 1994. Strange things have been happening recently in the parish. I cannot explain it, but there is little proof. It is more of a feeling that I get, the idea that things are not right. Well, whatever it isn't my concern, at least not for the moment. I have another bad homily today. I gave another bad homily today. It never fails. About halfway through, I freeze up like I've become a statue. This needs to stop. Perhaps I will ask one of the other priests for help. Maybe then I won't panic, as I have for so long. And the second entry, July 17th, 1994. We are rotating shifts again, as it were. It is once again my turn to say the 6 a.m. liturgy, and I won't pretend to be happy about it. Everyone knows that I prefer the later services, but alas, my devotion to God outweighs the discomfort of getting up early in the morning. At least Father Grandel is helping me with my homily. He may be new to the parish, but he and I have gotten to know one another fairly well. Already I consider him to be a good friend. With this help, I hope to truly reach my brothers and sisters at tomorrow's liturgy. I hate how I struggle with homilies. It's not that I can't put my ideas into words. No, I feel that I simply struggle with speaking in front of crowds. I always have. It's pretty common, I know, but that doesn't make it any easier for me. As soon as I see those faces staring at me, I tense up and am unable to recall even the simplest of words. Of course, I have my notes with me, but that is of little help when I am up here at the podium. Father Grandel has been very kind. I hope that, with his tutoring, I will be better prepared for tomorrow's liturgy. Alright, so those are our 2 notes. Let us continue. Examine something else. Let's see. Yes, let's examine the right bookshelf now. The right bookshelf contains mostly reference books and encyclopedias. Pardon the creaking there. Sorry about that. Including an interesting one titled Herbal Mysticism. A single paperback novel lies embedded between two textbook volumes. An odd-looking green book stands out from the rest. Examine the paperback novel. You look at the paperback novel. It is a period drama titled The Flowing Dress in the Wind, and written by an author named Jake Torrent. Its bent pages indicate heavy use. That's my dad. Always with his head in a book. Alright. Herbal Mysticism. Oops, sorry. Another pop-up on my computer. I'll have to turn off the system noises on the next recording. This unusual book, titled Herbal Mysticism, does not list an author. It features unusual and supposedly magical spells that can be performed with the aid of common household ingredients. Alright. Yay, an achievement! Woohoo! Pull out the odd-looking book, yes. Ah! You attempt to pull out the book, but feel resistance. Instead of moving, the book tilts towards you, which causes the bookshelf to pop open, revealing passage into the basement behind it. You can now travel south. Alright. Let's close... No, that's just this is the same bookshelf I was in, the same basement I was in before. Yes, okay. So up we go, and we've already examined both bookshelves. Let's close the secret passage. Excuse me, hi. Nope, I think we can leave the door open. So we'll leave it open. And let's go examine the armchair. And again, I apologize for the system notifications. I have some installs automatically downloading in the background, and that's what you're hearing is the notification as each install finishes. By the way, I'm installing Adobe Premiere and everything, so I can edit these when I'm done. The cushioned armchair looks inviting in the corner of the room. It was a gift given to your father by the former pastor of a local parish upon the latter's retirement. While your father was never crazy about the color of the chair, he considers it one of his most treasured possessions. You could imagine sitting here for hours with a cup of chamomile tea, immersed in one of your father's books. Let's check the cushions. Searching armchair cushions. Inside the cushion, you find a crumpled sheet of paper, which you pocket. Let's check out that paper. Handwritten page. A handwritten page that lists the moon phases by date. You do not recognize the handwriting. June 1st through 3rd, waxing. 4th through 6th, quarter. 7th through 11th, waxing. 12th to 13th, full. Then it waning, quarter, waning, new, waxing. July, August, September, and October. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Were there any dates on that? There were dates, but any year. June, July, August, September, October. No. Except that his journal entries, assuming this is also from 1994, which we don't know yet, that it was waxing and quarter on the 6th and the 7th, which I do believe. Oh, July 16th and July 17th were full. So 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, it was a full moon. And that's when he made those journal entries. Assuming, again, that these are all 1994. Okay. Armchair. That's all there was to look at. Okay. The western door. The door is closed, blocking passage to the west. Open it. The door is locked. Of course. Okay. So we've looked at the bookshelves. We've read all the books in there. We found that note in the armchair. and the western door is locked. You could try the hammer on it, but yeah, that won't do anything. Let's see. The minute hand of an antique clock. I can't imagine what we could do with that. Left bookshelf, poetry, notebook, and the right bookshelf is currently open. And it has paperback, herbal, and let's open it back up. Alright, let's... Oh, wait, I can go east. Let's see what's to the east. Now we are in the study. Haha! This is your father's study. While just as cozy as the living room, you feel uneasy here. As a child, you were never allowed inside. A sense of sadness permeates these walls, and you aren't quite sure why. In the center of the small space is a desk, above which hangs a lovely painting. Next to the desk are a trash bin and coat rack. Sunlight shines through the room's lone window, casting dark shadows upon the furniture and floor. A western door leads back to the living room. Let's check that trash bin. The trash bin is empty, except for a single crumpled letter. Let's check this letter out. The letter is written from a Father Michael Groton to your father out of concern. Apparently your father abandoned the church after missing 2 liturgies. Alright. Father Randolph. I know you and I have never been close, so I will get straight to the point. No one has heard from you. Because of everything that happened, I decided to grant you some leniency. But yesterday, you didn't show up for your assigned liturgy for the 2nd week, and this has me worried. You have always been one of our most treasured priests, but I fear that what may be happening in your life of late. What is wrong? Why aren't you here? Is this about the events surrounding Father Dan? What's going on with Father Dan? Is it a crisis of faith? Please, let me help. You have friends here, and you have God. Know that you are never alone. I write this letter not out of judgment or criticism, but out of concern. Please reach out. If not to me, then to someone else. I beg you. If you do not, then I will have no choice but to contact Bishop Hartman. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to do. Please contact me before it comes to that. My prayers are with you. Sincerely, Father Michael Groton. All right. It seems fairly neutral. It does seem like he showed real concern there. All right. Why would my father walk out on church? His entire life was devoted to his faith. What could have made him do this? All right, let's go and check out that desk. The wooden desk is the centerpiece of the small room, and you can tell from the worn chair that your father spent many hours here. Do you want to examine the desktop, the drawers, or the hutch? Well, let's start with the desktop. Your father's desktop is neat and tidy. On it are an old quill and the Bible. Let's check out that quill. This antique quill was always a favorite of your father's. He received it as a gift from his own father when he first decided to enter seminary. The tip of the quill is covered in dried black ink. All right, so he's used it. Bible. Your father's Holy Bible is tattered and worn, indicating regular use. A bookmark holds a position somewhere in the second half of the book. Let's check it out. You open the Bible to discover that the bookmark was placed in the Gospel of John, his favorite, which makes sense. John was always your father's favorite apostle, hence your name. You note that a single passage is highlighted with yellow marker. Let's read it. The highlighted passage reads, 5:30. I can of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of him who sent me. Okay. Let's examine the drawers now. Most of the desk drawers are empty of contents, but 3 are of interest. Which of these do you wish to open? Left. Inside the left drawer is a framed photo. Let's check it out. I believe that's probably me and my father. The photo shows a young Randolph. You'd forgotten how blonde your father's hair used to be, with his arm wrapped around a young boy in a green t-shirt. The two are standing in front of a monkey cage at the local zoo. You remember that day well. Your father loved the monkeys and couldn't stop laughing as he watched them jumping about. Alright, let's close that. And middle drawer. Inside the middle drawer is a neatly folded letter. Let's read it. The letter written by your father's brother describes the conditions under which your father got his house so long ago. As far as you know, this was the last correspondence your father ever received from his brother, who died shortly thereafter in a car crash. It devastated your father to lose someone so close, something to which you can definitely relate. All right, let's read that letter. December 4th, 1962. Dear Randolph, I know this letter comes to you at a bad time. I realize as your brother what you are going through. You need a place to go, a place to hide from the world. I can provide that for you. When Dad died and no one could find a will, I was the lucky one, as you know. I received the house, but I have no need of it, at least not right now, so consider it yours. Enclosed are the keys to the house. Take good care of it. Consider this my last gift to you before I head off to pursue my dreams. I'm proud of you. Sincerely, James. All right. Well, let's close that drawer. Let's examine the last drawer here, which is locked. All right, we have a locked drawer. New objective. We must find out how to unlock this drawer. All right, to the hutch. Sitting atop the desk hutch are a candle and an old antique clock. Haha, the clock, and we have that second hand. Let's check out that candle first. The wide wax candle has clearly seen heavy use, as the wick is burned deeply down to its cylindrical center. Take the candle. Why would I need a candle? Because I told you to take it, that's why. All right, let's look at the clock. An old antique clock sits upon the desk hutch. Interestingly, the clock appears to be attached to the hutch, as though it is a part of the desk. Ha-ha! You get the sense that this clock may be more than it seems. The clock's face only has an hour hand. The minute hand is clearly missing. Boom! Let us equip the minute hand and use it. You place the minute hand onto the clock's face and hear a satisfying snap as it locks perfectly into the position at 12. Okay, so we clearly need to move it. 5:30, his favorite passage. Move the hour hand clockwise. Again, and 5. Now the minute hand to 5:30. The clock is currently set to 5:30. Something happens. Boom! As you set the clock to 5:30, you hear a faint click from the right desk drawer. As it unlocks, satisfied that you set the clock properly, you decide to leave the hands as they are now. Now to see what's inside that drawer, which we will discover in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Drawer. Objective complete. Find a way to unlock the desk drawer in your father's study. Alright. So, let's go back to the drawers, and I believe it was the right drawer. You open the newly unlocked right desk drawer. Inside is a wrinkled page, ripped out of a notebook, containing a handwritten note that you quickly identify as a journal entry written by your father. So probably that same notebook.